Chavez work right there, a little 1-2, followed behind a little check hook. That's how Chavez used to put cats to sleep back then. But it's Guard Your Girl Boxing, doing my little regimen, my little workout, afternoon thing, trying to stay in shape, stay fit, not trying to go pro or nothing like that. Just a workout for Coltrane. It's Guard Your Girl Boxing, man. Let me shout out the Brass. Big Mike, Rada Da, Sleepy, Docs, BJ Murray, the Volley Boy, extended family. Shout out to my dude, the Bread Man, who was holding us down on the radio show every week. Guard Your Girl Boxing, radio. I forgot the site. It's just too many portals. It's just portals everywhere. You know, we got Twitter's account and Facebook. Let me explain something to everybody out there, because I don't think people understand this. Guard Your Girl Boxing is from a different era. You know, this was all new to us. YouTube, uploading videos. You know, I'm going to put Sleep on blast. You know, it took them hours to upload our very first Guard Your Girl Boxing video, because we come from a whole different era. This is all new to us. You know, we just started getting into text messaging. You know, I used to think text messaging was for teenage little girls. And now I text like a teenage little girl, because I had to grow with society. You know, and this is perfect, talking about growing with society, as we'll talk about the sport of boxing later. But I don't want anybody to feel slighted, because, you know, I get some emails, people saying they hit us up on a Twitter account. No pun intended. You know, it's not intentional. All I'm asking y'all for is to have patience with us. Y'all been patient with us, you know, as we've been on somewhat of a hiatus, you know, not shooting as consistent as we used to shoot, although we have the boxing show every week. But just have some patience with us with these new social media outlets that Guard Your Girl Boxing is a part of. But we are out there, GYGB 123 at Twitter, wherever you say that. Guard Your Girl Boxing, we're on Facebook, as I mentioned, and we're .com. And speaking of .com, I just want to give a warm shout out rather, to my dude BJ Murray, who's been holding down the Guard Your Girl Boxing site, you know, pretty much on his dope. He's been like the Manny Pacquiao of the Guard Your Girl Boxing website. He's been putting, you know, he put the site on his shoulders and walked with it. But I want to just shout out to my dude and just, you know, let him know that, you know, much love here from the Brass, man. And you know, we here, we're going to keep it moving for 2011, and, you know, be more involved with the website, be more involved, doing what I'm doing right now amongst the brethren. And I just want to say, being here in front of this camera, you know, I've been on a radio show, but this is where I feel the most at home. This is where I'm most at home at, is here in front of the camera. You know, this is where I always used to come and bury my ashes at and have fun and talk about the sport that I love. Just talk about the sport that helped raise me. You know, every memorable moment in my life is attached to boxing in some way or fashion. You know, hasn't been like that as of lately, and we'll talk about that. But boxing is still, you know, my safe haven, if you will. But I'm gonna be honest with y'all. You know, one thing about Coltrane, and speaking sidebar real quick, I found this water in my trunk. The water got an expiration date on it? I know that's a dumb question, but this was in my trunk probably for like a year. I just cleaned my trunk out, so, you know, if I drop dead while I sip this water, I just wanted to give y'all a heads up. Boxing, man, you know, it was always something, a part of me, it was always there. I could always rely on boxing. I can't say that it's like that, and I'm like that right now as we speak today. I was going to come here today. I'm going to keep it all the way funky with y'all. Y'all know one thing about Coltrane, I keep it all the way live and raw with y'all. And I was ready to pull an auto-tune and just go all the way in and just smash on boxing, because I'm so disappointed. When you love something, you know how it is when, you know, your wife or your girlfriend or your brother, your sister, somebody you truly love, they the people that can hurt you the most or get to you the most. And that's why I'm so upset about where our sport is. I mean, it's pretty much, boxing comes around like once in a blue moon now, and it wasn't like that. All you gotta do is go back to previous shows if you don't think that I'm lying. I mean, if you think that I'm lying, like I always say that Jay said in one of them songs, men tell lies and women tell lies, but numbers don't. All you gotta do is go back to the Guard Your Girl Boxing catalog and see the numbers of shows that we were producing, because there were relevant fights to talk about. Excuse me. Has there been fights taking place like offshore fights. When I say offshore, not bigger than, sure, yeah, those fights have been taking place, but those are the type of fights that don't push boxing along. Those are the type of fights. I hate to break the news to people out there because I know some of you want to keep boxing locked in your basement and keep it personal to yourself. But if the sport don't grow and the sport don't prosper, guess what? You have no sport. I've been preaching that for the last 3 years on Guards That Grow Boxing. So go ahead and run and, you know, try to be all parochial with your boxing. You'll be stuck with your boxing like Tom Hanks on that island with that volleyball. That's how ridiculous you will look with your boxing without it growing. It's not about being stingy with the sport. It's about the sport growing and staying around. I don't want boxing to be some third-tier sport. Not that I wouldn't watch it, but if it's a third-tier sport, that means you're going to get a sloppy product. I'm just worried about the direction that our sport's headed in, folks. I'm really worried about the sport. And I talk to a lot of people. I grew up in a neighborhood. I was fortunate. God bless me to grow up in a neighborhood where boxing was relevant. People boxed in the streets. You know, people followed the sport religiously. Guess what? Guess what, y'all? Only me and Sleep is left from that group of people that actually still follow this sport. Do these people check in when Pacquiao fight? Yeah. Do they check in when Mayweather fight? Yeah. But that's not a boxing fan. That's just somebody that was a boxing fan, and now they've become a casual fan. To break the news to you people out there, a lot of diehard boxing fans are becoming casual fans. I was this close. This close. Just being done with this sport. Done with it. Just don't care. Get my resignation in to Guards That Grow Boxing and just move on and talk about something else. You got one guy that's holding the sport down, and that's Manny Pacquiao. And you know we don't know what Mayweather's doing. I mean, what my man did this weekend was great. Nonito Donaire. The knockout was vicious. The checkup was beautiful, and I would love, you know, to spend a recap show on that. But you know, we're in the media. We got to talk now, and I haven't had a chance to be in front of a camera and spill my thoughts to y'all about how I feel about this sport. Let me give Miguel Cotto. Let me go on to Miguel Cotto. And this is not me picking on Miguel Cotto because this got nothing to do with him. But I'm just painting a picture of why this sport is the way it is. Now you got Miguel Cotto fighting a guy in Ricardo Mayorga. Despite what you think Ricardo Mayorga got left, maybe you think he can give Miguel Cotto a run. I don't know. But Miguel Cotto is a prominent figure in this sport. There's other matchups that he could have took other than Ricardo Mayorga. And when you got fights like that as your showcase fights, that lets you know that your sport is going nowhere fast. And you got the Super 6 tournament, which was a good tournament, which was good for boxing, but it fell apart. The whole meaning of the tournament was like a steel cage match. Last man standing. Now it's not like that no more. It's become a scratch and win. Anybody's available to it now. You know, I mean, I can go on and on about the different things that's taken place last year and this year, and don't try to blame all this on Manny Pacquiao. Don't you dare do it. Let me tell you something. Let me tell y'all something. Without Manny Pacquiao, that's where your sport would be. A feed online. You wouldn't be watching boxing right now, cuz believe that. If Manny Pacquiao didn't do the numbers that he did last year and created the buzz, you boxing fans should be kissing Manny Pacquiao's feet. Get it? I said that. You should be kissing his feet. Because without a Manny Pacquiao in your sport, cuz, great as Nonito Donaire was, and he was brilliant. He was brilliant. People don't tune in to watch bantamweight fights. People don't tune in to watch bantamweight fights. You know, you need the sport to grow. You need to, guess what? Any of you people out there that's married, you keep doing the same thing with your wife every day, a routine. She will end up sleeping with the pool boy. Or maybe you can invite some other people over to spice it up. No, disregard that last statement. But you understand where I'm going with it. We gotta change things up here. We need other people to do other things. And I only brought up Miguel Cotto because he's like one of the few that's left. I mean, I can go on and on with the list. I mean, we got Shane and Pacquiao fight. I know what some people are going to say, well, fights like that is bad for boxing. Yeah, it is, and I'll be the first to say that it is. But it's still a big time fight. You know, it's two big time names, and Mayorga's been left for dead for God knows how long. But I don't want to spend too much time talking about that situation. I just want to talk about the sport and where we're headed. What are we going to do about the sport? We can talk about supporting local cars who are doing a favor. But guess what, y'all? The Blue Horizon closed down. Y'all know? I don't even think most of y'all even know what the Blue Horizon is one of boxing Rushmores. It's a cornerstone of this sport. Every fighter that you pretty much follow or worship either came through the Blue Horizon or had some type of 6-degree separation with the Blue Horizon. That's where your sport is. That's the seriousness. That's where we're at with the sport. Just give some shine. I just want to let you know I'm here. I'm gonna do the best I can. I'm gonna talk about this sport, but I'll be damned if I'll be up here and see. This ain't Disney World. Disney World is on Main Street and it's in Orlando, Florida. That's where I'm taking my kids to this summer. This is real life right here, and you're gonna get it real raw and uncut. This sport is in trouble. If you don't believe it, then I don't know what to tell you. You know, then I guess you must believe in Oz if you don't think if this sport is in trouble. So, Nonito Donaire versus Fernando Montiel took place this Saturday, bantamweight title fight. Nonito Donaire is a dude that probably didn't get a lot of props because people wanted to see more. His biggest name was Vic Darchinyan, and I guess Montiel was another notch on his belt that people needed to be sold that he could take it to that next level. And boy, did he take it to the next level. I mean, he gets caught with a right hand, I believe, and then he clips him with a left check hook. You know, I said it was the most beautiful left check hook I've seen since Floyd Mayweather caught Ricky Hatton with it. What I personally believe, which could be good for boxing, is Nonito, and I hate to put pressure on him like this, but for him to get to that next level, he's going to have to move up in weight and maybe move up to chase some other guys. The guys like Lopez's, Eureka's Gamboa. I know he said he wanted to unify his division. That's great and all, but the reality of the situation, nobody cares about unification down there because there's nobody down there that really poses a threat to you. Manny Pacquiao moved on. Eric Morales moved up. Marco Antonio Barrera moved up. You know, to be great in this sport, you got to move up in weight and take on new challenges.